State attorney.
Not 2 months ago. That's the only one I've been part of. Oh, okay. Yeah. Good to know.
Thanks for coming. Oh, you're perfect. Okay. No, it's okay. I understand.
And how are you?
But I'm from.
I don't see anybody. Okay. All right. Well, I want to welcome everyone to the March Parks and Recreation Commission regular meeting, and we will start with a roll call.
Chairman Quentin Whiteside,
Here.
Vice Chair Shamia Woods, Commissioner Samuel Ellis, Commissioner Cannon Fletcher, Commissioner Summer Campbell,
Here.
Commissioner Amber Teigen,
Here.
Commissioner Nolan Hughes,
Here.
City Director Cappy Peck, City Director Andrea Lewis, Deputy City Attorney Simone Black.
Here.
We have 4 commissioners present. We have a quorum.
Great. Has everybody had a chance to look at the February meeting minutes? I'll give everybody a few minutes to look over those, see if they have any suggestions of changes that need to be made. Does anybody have a motion regarding the minutes? Does anybody move to approve the minutes?
I move to approve the amendments.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Anyone opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. All right, let's move on to citizen communication. Is anyone here want to speak with to the board today?
Hi, my name is Velvet Victorian. I'm originally from Los Angeles and I've been here for about 2.5 years. 2.5 years. And I'm a senior in age and I'm also a senior at Euler, the University of Little Rock, Arkansas. And next year I'll be going to Clinton School of Public Service and to Bowman Law School. So we're here today, me and Natalie, as communication students, and we're doing research on y'all. You're our project that we have to complete by February. We've reviewed a couple of your other meetings, and we're looking forward to asking 2 of you 5 questions within the next month or so. No. And I lived in Kathy Peck's district as well. I live in Miss Jones's district now. So I appreciate you guys. I'm an only child. I learned how to swim in the park at 5 years old. I moved to Little Rock because you guys have such beautiful parks. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, do we have any other citizen communication out there? All right, well, I did receive some mail. It's from the Little Rock Garden Club, and it was addressed to me as president of Little Rock Parks and Recreation Commission, so I'll just read it quickly. It says the Foosh Creek, am I pronouncing that right? Foosh? Foosh? Foosh, like push with an F? Okay. The Foosh Creek watershed is full of trash. Please join us for the Little Rock Garden Club's flower show, Green and Clean, a watershed moment, which will be open to the public on Thursday, March 12th from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Country Club of Little Rock, 4200 Country Club Boulevard. The centerpiece of the show is an exhibit highlighting the critical importance of the Foosh Creek watershed to Little Rock and Central Arkansas and the many challenges it faces, as well as the recreational potential it offers. Since its founding in 1923, the Little Rock Garden Club has been committed to the beautification of our capital city, particularly litter abatement. In fact, our club helped draft some of the state's first anti-littering legislation in 1932. Columnist Rex Nelson, whose Southern Fried podcast about Bush Creek was the inspiration for our flower show theme, recently spoke to our club membership and shared his view of beautification as a form of economic development. We heartily agree and hope that our efforts to make our capital city a better place to live are worthwhile and long-lasting. Our most recent contributions include funding the purchase of an additional litter boom to be placed in Coleman Creek, the creation of a native plant garden at War Memorial Stadium, and our participation in the Adopt a Street program. We hope to see you on Thursday, March 12th. An attachment invitation provides all the details. I don't have that. But to borrow a phrase from the current anti-littering campaign championed by City Director Cappy Peck, pick it up, Little Rock. And that letter is from Janine Joyner, who's president of the Little Rock Garden Club. So thank her for that citizen communication. Any others? All right, we will move on to our director's report.
If we could acknowledge the commissioners that have just come in. So Commissioner Samuel Ellis,
Present, finally, thank
Bu-
you. Sorry.
Vice Chair Shemia Woods.
Present.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go to director's report. Leland?
Yeah, good morning. Thank you. Are there any questions on the staff reports?
No questions. I just wanted to say thanks. I did get a chance to look at the, your administration or the HR things. I had to travel for work last month, so I wasn't able to be here, but I wanted to personally say thank you guys for that and just look forward to it going forward.
That's great. Thank you for sharing that. Any other questions or comments on the reports? I know there's a lot of information that is shared in these reports, so I'm not going to go through them. And I have a listing of projects that I'm trying to keep up with of about 50. And so I'm not going to go through that either, but I will go through some highlights. I just share that to say that most of the 50 projects that are kind of on my top of the to-do list are ones that staff are reporting out on in their report, but just some that for the board and what we're taking to the board. So at the last board meeting Tuesday night, last night, we did take a safe room for Resmond Tennis facility. That is a grant opportunity for us to build potentially a $8 million safe room that would house tennis as well. Excited about that. There will also be on the directors meeting, I understand there'll be a modification to add some USTA grants for resurfacing some tennis courts at our Resmond Tennis facility. We're in an effort to resurface everything there all at once. There was also Tuesday night was an extension of our First Tee lease for our program at our First Tee golf course. That's been a program there since its beginning, is my understanding. There is another project that we're working on, which is our River Mountain RTP grant for our boat launch down there. We're trying to get some information and get that application for that RTP grant approved by the board. So hopefully that's coming sooner than later. A couple other projects just to note. We did have yesterday a meeting with our Merriweather Park about a new playground there. So we're working on a design for a new playground there. We have a new playground being installed at Alsop Park currently right now. And there are some projects that we're working on conceptually for small projects, but part of our master plan for Hyman and War Memorial Park. Those are just some highlights that I'd like to share. Are there any questions on any of those projects or any other projects that the Parks Department is currently working on?
Is Hyman currently just for disc golf?
So Hyman Park, there's Hyman Park, which is originally a neighborhood park, and then there was Hyman Golf Course. The golf course was closed. The golf course was turned into, at one point, 3 disc golf courses. The individual that donated those golf courses pulled out all his resources and pulled those 3 courses from that location. We're actually working with him on another location right now. But that being said, we went through a process for a master plan for a park there. That master plan does include disc golf, and we're now working with the neighborhood at the very beginning stages of what their priorities are and what the next steps would be to start implementing that master plan. Just a couple events that I'll go into, and then I'll ask Graham to share anything that that I might not have on my radar. One thing that's important to note is that April 1st is when our pavilions actually open. There's been a lot of questions on that, so I just want to clarify. Our pavilions and amenities and parks are always open to the public. We just actually use our reservation systems to where you can actually reserve it for an event of your own from April through November. And so the reason we do that is we start to winterize our facilities in the winter, turn off the water and different utilities that we need to winterize them. Also, our typical use of our pavilions and things like that are very low in that time period. And so our restrooms is a part of that as well. We are in the process of turning everything on ever since we finished the marathon. And so everything will be ready to go April 1st. That allows us to fix any challenges that we have. Another couple events. I do know Keep Little Rock Beautiful has an event for cleanup at the Clinton Library School is where they're staging. This is not a parks event, but I know if Cappy Peck was here, she would be talking about it. And it's a cleanup event to pick up Little Rock, pick up the trash. So go down there and join them on that cleanup. We have a small event March 26th in Petaway. Petaway is a neighborhood south of here, and there's a Petaway Park there. We're working with that neighborhood as well to start the conversation of master planning their part too for improvements. So that's on the 26th at 6 p.m. If you live in the area or if you go to that park, come down and join us. Those are my big events. Graham, do you have anything to add to the events for our department?
I'll just run through a variety real quick. For any more details, you can always go on our Facebook page, and we have a bunch of events listed there. So we've got a St. Patrick's Day potluck this Saturday at Southwest Community Center from 11 to 2. Family bingo night at West Central Community Center next Thursday at 6:30. Dunbar Community Center is having a Pathway to Wellness event that will bring in a lot of different vendors and health and wellness people from across the city. That is Saturday the 21st from 10 to 5. We have an Easter egg hunt at West Central Community Center Saturday, April 4th. And then we have 2 sneaker ball events, which is dances, balls, but you wear sneakers, is my understanding. Those will be at Stevens and Southwest Community Centers on April 10th at 6 p.m. And that's all I got.
Thank you.
And Graham, before you sit down, just the reservation, we talked about that last month, about reserving it online for some of the pavilions and things of that nature that you talked about. That's up and ready to go? I mean,
You can reserve pavilions right now. Yeah,
Okay.
that's ready to go. You just can't reserve only beyond April 1st. Like the facilities will be available after April 1st.
okay. So
So you can make them now.
if I wanted to make one for April 15th, that'd be
Yep.
okay to do. Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Does anybody have any questions for Director Couch? All right. Hearing
I'm
none.
sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I just have a comment. My family and I attended the War Memorial. I think y'all talked about that last time, the disc golf. I wasn't here at the last commission meeting, so I apologize. But I just had a comment to say that we really enjoyed that event and are looking forward to feedback from that event on that course.
Yeah, that's great. So that was our disc golf event to introduce a disc golf to War Memorial Park. We've done a lot of pop-up events there, but this is actually, we had a donation from a resident for over $25,000 for the disc golf baskets. And so we wanted to get public input on a design for that golf course or that disc golf course. So did you play? Are you a disc golfer?
I did play. I'm not as good as my son and husband, but I had fun.
Yeah.
I
did
didn't lose
you-
any discs.
Did you share input in the pro? Okay.
Yes, we did.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, we'll be slowly implementing that and moving forward with that, and appreciate your input and your coming out. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Great. Let's go to, anybody else have any questions for Director Couch or comments? All right, we'll go to the Parks Commission Subcommittee reports. I don't believe we have any because we haven't assigned committee assignments yet, but we plan to do that after the retreat. So maybe next meeting. Or Les, does anybody have any?
I did attend the meeting yesterday.
Oh, the Parks Conservancy?
Yes.
Yes, okay, great. Let's report it. You report
It's, what?
It's yours now.
It's hard because you jump in and you're at the first meeting, but basically what they talked a lot about is the land at Hyman Park, that land donation. So they're gonna go look at I think they're gonna go look at it, right? To see if they want to accept the donation. So that's the most thing they talk about. And the fundraiser that they did last year for Reservoir, there's some money left over and they're kind of hanging on to that to see what else they need to put that to Reservoir Park. So.
Wow, that's fantastic. So, can you comment any more about the Hyman Park?
Yeah, so just
I was real confused for a
yeah,
little
yeah.
bit.
I'll help clarify just so that nobody that is here or listening later will question what that was about. There was a family or an individual that wanted to donate some property that abuts Hyman Park. And as the Parks Department is really interested in, possibility of donations, I was utilizing our City and Park Conservancy to understand if that's something that we would want to accept as a donation. Because that's what they do, is accept the donations for our department. And so that was the discussion. They discussed to table it for now to go and review the property in more detail. We're planning on trying to have a site meeting out there to review it. I have not shared that with the owner of it. We don't know if the time frame is going to work out and all of those details, but that's what it is. So
Well, how big is the land?
yes, I do. There's actually 4 lots, and the lots are typical, most likely typical residential lots that are they're undeveloped.
Does he have a time, or the owner have a timeline for when this has to be done?
No,
You're aware of? Okay.
not that I'm aware of. Yeah. So, and then the other aspect was Reservoir was mentioned. The CPC had a fundraiser and raised over $12,000 with their match. That's roughly $17,000 for Reservoir Park for improvements, and none of that money has been allocated to disc golf or any other improvements at this time.
Great. And then on the summer at the Parks Conservancy meeting, did they talk anything about the passport that they were talking about?
They did, and I missed that part.
Oh.
It was like right at the very beginning.
Leland, do you know any,
I
Director
do,
Couch?
and Graham Brown in our office is working on that with them if we want to share more details. But essentially, the project continues to move forward, and I don't know where the latest step of that is. Graham, do you want to share? Graham was able to go to the last previous conservancy
Yes,
meeting
I did
and
not know
reported.
that yesterday, but the next step was they were going to develop next steps. So I'll have to talk to them.
I think the vice chair was, they said Catherine Blake, and is that right? And Catherine was not there at this meeting because she just had
That's right. That's
became
what it said.
ill. Yeah. Anyway, we can report out on that.
Yeah.
Summer can report out on that next month.
Okay, I'm interested.
Yeah.
All right, any other subcommittee reports that I might have missed? All right, hearing none. On to presentations. Justin, are you giving a presentation today?
Justin's not actually giving the presentation. Again, this is just a video
Okay.
synopsis. I'm hopeful that Graham has been able to put together for us on the senior facility. Justin is the operations director, so he can answer questions. If there's any questions, I can answer questions, and Shawanda is from a programming standpoint. But this is a presentation on our new senior facility that is currently under construction with plans to open towards the end of this year.
Wow. Well, thank you for that. Does anybody have any questions for either Justin or Director Couch? I guess I have a question. When's the planned opening or that's going to be done?
The goal is to have it completed before the end of the year. We plan on opening hopefully in November, but it is all about based on construction. For example, those pictures there are a little dated. There's a area in there where you saw a big pile of dirt inside the building. That's actually a swimming pool, and the swimming pool's been dug. But that, for example, was pushed back for say 2 to 3 weeks because of our ice storm we had. Things like that changed our time frame, but that is roughly our goal. I'll just share that this is a facility that we've needed in the city of Little Rock for a long, long time. This is not the biggest facility that we could utilize, but we are going to be building. We're adding 5,000 square feet plus to an 18,000 roughly square foot building to develop our own senior facility, which we have only had in the past senior programming at our existing community centers. And we have a one-off facility at East Little Rock, which is a small facility. So we plan on leaving all those units or areas at our community centers online and have this, but this will be our main base for our senior facility. So it's really big for us. You also saw in the back of that parking lot an area that was graded out and some retaining walls and whatnot being constructed. That is a four-court pickleball facility that will be added so that seniors have a place to play. Others can utilize that as well. But anyway, there's other amenities there such as exercise room, banquet hall, kitchen area for warming food. There's a game room, card room, lounge area. So really excited area to share with the commission here.
When you say senior center, does that mean that you have to be a certain age to go?
Yes, so we're not, this is not a facility for children. And no, I know you're probably wondering.
It looks nice.
Shawanda, would you share maybe a little bit about the age requirements and what our programming aspects are?
Good afternoon. Pardon me, I'm a little under the weather. But you have to be 50 to participate in any of the activities there. As Lil mentions, we have other branches that's housed in the community center as well as the East Little Rock Senior Center. We're trying to, we're going to have various activities at the facility, lunches, we're planning trips, you name it, we're going to try to do it at that facility. You know, and that's what we're going to do. Any questions?
How do citizens that are 50 and older find out about this? Like what kind of marketing or communication gets put out?
Graham Brown, he is our Parks Data and Marketing Coordinator, as well as we'll have our own website up. And then we have our other locations. We'll be pushing out flyers. We'll be doing presentations. We'll be telling everybody about it.
Tell them about your commission.
We have an age-friendly Little Rock Commission. They're very instrumental in this department and as well as anything relating to seniors. Little Rock is an age-friendly, livable city, and we have adopted 8 domains of livability through AARP, and we coordinate a lot of our things through them, as well as other entities. We have other community collaborators that we collaborate with around the city of Little Rock. So they are very active. They do a summit each year. This year will be our 3rd year. We're gonna do it in, I think it's September, and it's called the Age Friendly Summit and Expo. And so we invite all type of businesses and resources to come to that facility. Well, we normally have it at West Central Community Center, and it's been in the past an all-day event, like from maybe 9 to 4. But we're gonna scale back a little bit this year. But so be looking out for that information. I'll be pushing it out as soon as we haven't even started the meeting yet, but we've done it the past 2 years, and I think we'll make it happen again this year with all of our partnerships. So, any other questions?
Well, thank you. We appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions for anything having to do with the senior center? All right, great. Well, we'll move on to unfinished business. No, excuse me. I skipped something. The presentation selection for next meeting. Does anybody have any things they want to discuss about a possible presentation for the next meeting?
So Leland, you probably know about this, and I found out about it from my employer. They came and presented to another organization that I'm a part of. Is it Beyond the Divide? That will be on 9th Street. I think they're starting next month, but obviously 9th Street is a historic district for our city, and they said they're in partnership with the Downtown Little Rock Partnership, and I just had never heard of it before. So I wanted to see if we could get them here to give a presentation. Basically, what they're gonna do is set up like reimagine 9th Street, and it'll be like these pop-up businesses and entrepreneurs and things. And if, you know, it were to take hold, and the idea is that maybe a sales tax or two would pass and we'd be able to get some things done. But I do think it was a very intriguing presentation. They've done it across other historic districts like in Tulsa and any other place you can think of that was once a predominantly African-American space, and they're going to do it here in Little Rock. I think it starts next month, but they would be open to presenting. I didn't know if you knew more about it, though.
I don't know anymore. I'm aware of what you're discussing a little bit, but I can reach out to the Downtown Partnership and ask for them to come give a presentation,
Okay.
or I mean, they might be able to say, well, we actually be better if
Okay.
this group came and presented, but do you know when the event is or when it
I'm
starts?
trying to look now. So it was one of the architects that I guess they use as a vendor to set this up, but I believe it's in April. I'll look and have it by the end of this meeting. But I think it's like a springtime thing, and they'll have like a small Black business district, different arts. They'll do how they did like Soma and painted the street. They'll do things like that. But I just found it was interesting that we hadn't heard about it yet.
And it's several weeks long, right? Or is it just?
I think so. I do think so. I'm gonna
I'll find out more
Okay,
information
okay.
and share it.
thank you.
Okay, so that'll be choice number one, unless anybody has anything that else they would like. Is there a choice number two of something that people might want to hear if that one event's already passed, or if something? Oh, how about the marathon? Can we get a recap of that from the Geneva? Is that how you say that?
Yes, I'll ask the executive director, Geneva Lamb, to come and hopefully she'll have recovered by then from her. It takes a lot to put on the marathon, and we appreciate all that she does. So I'll ask her, that's a good one, to come and report out on this year's marathon.
How'd you do, Quentin? Are you gonna report?
I know I told everybody here that I was going to run, and I did. I trained all the way up, and I got hurt right at the end, so I didn't get to run. So
Okay.
I know, super sad. But I'm out of that depression now, so we're good. Okay,
That's great.
so we got two people to do that. All right. Anything else on presentations? And you just be thinking. I mean, these for everybody newer on the board, these presentations can be about anything that you want it to be about when it comes to Parks and Rec that we want to know more about. You know, we're trying to learn through these presentations about all the good things that they're doing and educate not just us, but everybody in the city who watches this or reads the reports about good things that are going on. So. Okay, we'll move on to unfinished business, vacancies. Do we have an update on that, Mahogany, on how many vacancies we have and if anybody has applied for those positions?
Yes, we're currently still at 4 vacancies. There has been an application submitted, and the city clerk is going through the process of reviewing it. Continue to promote.
Okay, and correct me if I'm wrong, Simone, but we get to vote on those, right? And then it goes to the board?
Yes, the commission gets to make a recommendation to the board of directors as to the members that you would like.
Okay, so is there a way that we can get the city clerk to fast track those so we can look at them next month? I might be asking to move mountains here, but I'd like to fill it up as fast as we can. We can make a request at least. How about that?
Absolutely, we'll make a request.
Okay, in a nice way?
In a very nice way.
And then I guess it'll be the entire month of April. So if we could see if they could present during our next meeting, the
Oh,
Beyond
okay.
the
Okay,
Divide,
great.
and then
Okay.
but it doesn't either way.
And we could even do
works.
both. We could have the
Okay.
marathon and, because I mean, that it could, shorten her time a little bit. And then, so, okay, well, great. So Director Couch or Mahogany or somebody's going to reach out to Downtown Partnership, and then you're going to
Okay.
reach out to Ms. Lamb too, correct? Okay, great.
Thank you.
All right. And we'll move on to unfinished business. Oh, we're already there. The Third and Crossing update. I don't remember us talking about that last week, but I think it's been on the agenda for a while, just kind of keeping it going.
Yeah, I guess we could remove that after today, but the 30 crossing, we did give a presentation, or I gave a presentation on it. It's still moving forward. We're excited. We did apply, maybe, I can't recall exactly. I think since the last presentation, we did finalize the partnership with the state and applied for a build grant, which is approximately $30 million request, which is huge for that project. It is approximately $100 million project, but this grant application would be huge for us to get. So that we'll find out on June 28th. So stay tuned.
Great. Anybody have any questions about the 30 crossing for Director Couch? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to move to take that off the,
I do have one other.
okay, go ahead.
Just for clarification for everybody, there is the 30 crossing and then there is the deck park too, where the deck park is a completely separate project, but Garver Engineering is running a feasibility study right now for the city of Little Rock. And there's a lot of community opportunities to come and share your input for that project, positive or negative or whatever you want to share about it. I don't have the dates in front of me, but we can share that. There has been one community input session and there'll be another one coming up soon, and encourage everybody to participate.
How are we like, I'm just curious because I know how my brain works. Every time I hear 30 crossing, I'm not going to say that at a meeting. I care more about the deck park part of it. But when I hear it, it makes me think it's all one. And then like you just said, it's completely two separate things.
Yes.
So how is it, when you guys communicate that publicly, are we just saying 30 crossing and we just kind of know it's two different things? Or is it, when I say deck park, I'm talking deck park. When I say 30 crossing, I'm talking RDOT improving the interstate, that thing.
So, yeah, let me help clarify. So 30 crossing is actually the leftover land from the new, improved, renovated 30 crossing interstate project. So the 30 crossing park, I guess, is really what I should be calling it instead of just saying 30 crossing, but I've just shortened that. So the 30 crossing park is the actual 18 acres that is divided currently by 2nd Street in downtown Little Rock. So if you go down 2nd Street, there's a lot of open green space that is flat and open. That is the 30 crossing park area that we completed a master plan and presented it to the city of Little Rock end of last year. That came from our downtown master plan that we completed in 2024 as a recommendation to do the master plan for this park amenity. The deck park is an actual project to cover 30 interstate between 6th and 9th Street as a completely separate part. That was applied for a grant long before the 30 crossing park area idea came about. And so I know we have presentations in each one to try to share and discuss. The deck park is only a feasibility study. So Garver is looking at it using federal monies to study the feasibility of it. And that's why sharing your input is so important. The 30 crossing is on RDOT property. We actually have a master plan and we're applying, the city is and the state partnering together because we both have a shared interest in the project to see it for the downtown area completed. Hopefully
Okay.
that's helpful,
That
but
is
I
helpful.
completely understand your
I'm a
challenge.
little confused. Thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions for Leland or for Director Couch on that? Okay, hearing none. Let's go to new business. We have the Parks Commission retreat today. I know not everyone can attend, but if you can, we'd really appreciate it. It's from 1 to 3 today, I believe. Is there any way we can move that up if we get done with this early? Do we know?
Yes,
Yes? Okay,
absolutely.
great. All right, so we'll just start that immediately after this meeting here. Anybody have any questions?
Yes.
Okay, please.
Our notice is that we're going to start at 1. And so we told the public that we would start the retreat at 1. So if they wanted to come at 1 and we started it early, then that would be a problem.
Okay,
So we do need to start at 1.
great. Okay, so what
Can't make a
about,
motion?
oh yeah, could we make a well, is it not enough time? Okay, great. Okay, well, we will start that at 1 o'clock. And somebody's coming in to talk to us, right? Isn't that right? Somebody from the city?
There's scheduling conflicts, so she's happy to come at another point in time. I have been given the information. She sent a video, but she said she'll come talk to you guys at a regularly scheduled meeting if you'd like. So that could actually be a presentation on its own on FOIA.
Who is that?
Sherry Latimer. She's our one of the senior deputy city attorneys. She's just going to talk about the ins and outs of FOIA. So after I show you her standard spiel, you guys can decide if you would like to have her come back at a later date. She's open a lot. We just have to give her plenty of notice. There's a lot of opportunities, so we don't have to do it in April. We could do it May, June, any other month of the year.
Okay. And then do you think this will last, the retreat will last all the way to 3 o'clock, or do you think it might end a little early?
I brought a timer
Okay.
because I like to move. And I feel like you guys are going to be really great at discussing and coming up with ideas that we're going to be done by like 2:30 if we are really committed to like thinking about what we want out of the commission.
Okay, great. All right. Board of Director presentation review, that is already happened. I gave that presentation to the board last week, not this past meeting, but the meeting before. We had 5 minutes and I kept it within 5 minutes. Yeah, very. I received.
Great job. Yeah.
Thanks, Director Couch. We didn't receive any feedback, positive or negative. People seemed to smile though on the board, so that was good. But we went through, I don't know if everybody got to see the presentation, but we went through all the great things from the, increased enrollment at Jim Daly and the Summer Parks program and Resmond Tennis to the completion of big capital projects that we talked about here a lot, like the Dunbar roof, some weight rooms. I also talked about some of the great things that are going on with, conservation and getting our parks in shape, like the, what's it called, where the park for a day, where the whole staff goes out for 2 days.
That's Justin's impact
Yes.
projects where, and then just since we're discussing that, it sounds like when I saw the presentation, it's like Justin, the operations staff went out for 2 days and did a project. But realistically, what it is all of our operations teams go to these locations and really try to do a holistic cleanup, fix it approach for those areas that they want to impact. And so with all of us at one time concentrating, it really is a big impact on those locations. So that's Justin's program that he manages.
Yeah, and I thought that was great. I tried to get that across to the board. I might have whiffed on that according to you, but I thought it was great, and we definitely want to emphasize those next year. Also, for the presentation next year, I think we need to come up with maybe a story or two, and I can maybe, if so, keep in mind throughout the year if you're hearing stories of people who the parks, really, affected them or some way was in a good way, then we'd like to start with that, maybe with the story, and then give the presentation. And I can try to still keep it within 5 minutes,
So that's great that you added that comment, because we actually come up with stories every month to share. And Graham works on those with our staff. And so we could definitely, we should have 12 highlighted stories for the year. And so we could pick from those, but,
and perfect. And that maybe could be our presentation next year. We've told them that, things are going well some, and then we just tell some good stories. We can talk about that later, but I just wanted everybody to keep in mind, because for everybody new on the board too, one of our main duties on the board this commission is to report back to the city of Little Rock, the board of directors, and let them know how things are going. And so we gave a really numbers data presentation this year, I feel like, and that was great. And we can do that again next year. But we could also add a story or two to kind of mix in to maybe catch their attention and just show the impact of it.
Sure.
So I think both of them are very worthwhile doing. We just want to mix it up a little bit for them. Okay. Does anyone have any questions for me, I guess, on that?
I got one quick question on the story. We have an outsourced marketing company, right? Like that handles social media. I guess my question is looking at, and that's in conjunction to another question, with the vacancies that seem to be a challenge, how do you decide what gets outsourced or contracted versus what gets hired in-house? And so social media story, who's doing that internally and what the difference is between internal and external. And just full disclosure, I own a janitorial business. I see there's vacancies on the janitorial side. So I'm just kind of curious, like, how do you go about deciding contracting versus in-house?
Oh,
You
we went to-
answer that last question.
The last part of it? Well, I'll start. And Graham and I have been working together on the social media aspect. Every one of our, I don't know, areas, you mentioned janitorial, is different, and we review each of them. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's all about cost and services, right? And so for social media, what happened is we were lucky to hire Graham Brown, who has been excellent in terms of our marketing. He is our marketing and data coordinator. And at a time, he had a person underneath him that did just social media. That lady left our office, and at the time, that was in November of last year. And at the time, Graham and I both were like, man, how are we going to fill this void? Let's figure out something. And we found out about an opportunity to work with a outside consultant to cover our social media and help us with social media. And we said, let's do that until January next year, and we'll discuss what we want to do with the position and see if it works out. Come to find out, we're able to fulfill the social media aspect cheaper than having a full-time position running just that. And so then the study gets into, and Angela and I are in the middle of this right now, is what can we change that position, that old position to, and then, but then we also have to find funds to do the social media contractually, right? So it's a give and take in every scenario. Janitorial service is a challenge too. So Shawanda used to have, correct me if I'm wrong, but had like a janitorial position at every facility, right? And as budgets get tighter or things change or the board of directors change things, we've lost some positions over the years. And so we don't have those staff members that can easily clean up every day in our facilities. So we use volunteers, we use AARP, we use all kinds of different solutions to keep our facilities clean. In some areas, we do hire out janitorial work. In some areas, we just can't afford it. In Justin's areas, we have restrooms out in the park, and we have guys that are part of the crew, part of the team parks crew that go out and clean these restrooms. We have definitely studied, can we get a contractor to come do this in a more feasible way? And every time we ask the question or look at that pricing, we just don't have the budget to support that. But then you start to try to figure out with vacancies and this and that and the need and the desire and complaints. I mean, it's not just a simple question, right? I'd be happy to talk to you offline and get into more details, but that's kind of where we head things around and try to figure it all out. And hopefully that answers your question, but
Yeah, sorry, that was
yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
I guess with the, yeah, okay.
Was there more in regards
No.
to marketing? Okay.
Yeah, okay. That's good though. I mean, this group here, we utilize it, the parks crew here uses it to advise us on different ways of doing things. So if you had an advice or a different experience, a different way of doing it, that's a perfect segue into that conversation of, hey, have you ever considered this? And we would look into that. So definitely definitely share all these ideas or whatever. It's good information. So thanks.
Great. Anybody else? Okay. Agenda items for next meeting. We talked a little bit about presentations. Does anybody else have any other agenda items they want to discuss? All right, hearing none. Board liaison, it doesn't look like there are any Director Lewis or Director Peck here today, so we will move past that. And then our next meeting will be on.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
they
okay.
did make notice of their absences. I apologize for that.
Okay.
Not saying that earlier.
Thank you. And our next meeting will be April 8th, 2026, right here at 11:45. And that's 11:45 start time. So if you want to get here a little earlier to eat or something, that's great too. So then we'll take about, okay, we'll take about I guess a 15-minute break after this and come back for the retreat. And since it's before 1 o'clock, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Do I hear a second?
I move that we adjourn at 12:37 PM.
Okay. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Anyone opposed? All right, hearing none, the motion passes and we are adjourned. They still got a bunch of them. They got a bunch of them left. Yeah, we got time to eat. That's, that kind of worked out.
My son.